Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how I made this viral lion photo, which now has 235,000 likes on Instagram. Head into Lightroom and reset all the adjustments. I'll apply my crop to 16 by 9, and then hit the button in the top left to make it vertical. I'll drag and recenter, and there's a lot of negative space above the mane, all that green. I'm just going to pull with my two fingers and zoom in. I think this looks like a good portrait. I'm going to use the grid lines to make sure everything looks symmetrical. Next, I apply my presets. TM0 is one of my favorites. It works all the time for lions, leopards, cheetahs, anything with yellow-orange fur. I'll add a link above if you want to download and follow along. That being said, I see the fur looks quite cold, blue, pale, and I realize this is a white balance issue, not a color grading, so I'm going to raise the temp. I think this looks a lot more lifelike and natural. Now for the real magic, masking. Our goal now is to create separation and contrast throughout the photo, really guide the viewers on where we want them to look. I create a radial mask and I invert it. I'm going to pull the exposure down and increase the contrast. Everything in red right now is what was just changed. Now there's more separation between the face itself and the mane, and we basically just created a vignette. Now for my favorite mask. I'm going to create a linear gradient mask in the top right. I'm going to pull this line down to adjust the transition, and then angle it. This filter is on all of my photos, and if you look closely, you'll see it. What I'm going to do is raise the temp slightly, drop the clarity to make it light and airy, maybe the dehaze too, and then boost the exposure just slightly. Next, like I said, we want to create separation and contrast. So we're going to contrast the bottom left corner by creating a similar mask. Since the top one was brighter and warm, I'm going to darken this one, drop the exposure, raise the contrast. Then I'll also drop the temp slightly. This blue-orange split tone is really popular in cinematic edits such as Game of Thrones. Next, I'm going to mask the eyes. I'm going to apply two radial gradient masks, starting on the left. I drag the red not over just the eyes, but also the eyelid itself. I'm going to raise the exposure, raise the shadows, and then raise the saturation slightly. This is an easy step to overdo and make it look edited and fake, so just keep it subtle. Now I create a duplicate mask and I drag it to the next eye. Readjust it. I think that looks pretty good. Our final step is to heal and remove any piece of grass, fly, tick throughout the photo. So I'll just do that quickly. Here's a fly, and I'm going to click my healing brush just so I can determine where my source is from. I'll move this to line up the whiskers, and that looks pretty natural. Another fly, and that little fleck of something, and same with this little piece. All right, I think we're done. Here's a quick look at the before and after. If you give this a try, let me know. I'd love to see your images, so you can tag me at MoserTimmy on Instagram. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll be sure to bring you more edits soon. Thanks.